do you find great people that are aligned to your mission?
It's a challenge, it is a challenge, and it's evolved over those, 5 years that we've been going as well. There were a lot of times that it's, just me standing at the markets, all day, or, running around at the fundraiser wearing all the caps and doing everything. But that's the first way to burn out, is trying to do it all, yourself. So it has been an evolution, and people have come and gone as well, so people want to help, which is fabulous, but they also have lives, and they also have jobs and families and things. So yeah, there have been some good people that have stuck, and then there's been some people that have come and gone, and we're always looking for more volunteers or people to put their hand up and say, look, I can do 2 hours a week, or I can do this, or I can do that. There is always something that we need help with. So
Yeah.
anybody who's watching this, if you're interested in volunteering, please hit me up.
Oh my God, totally. We will pop the website, we'll pop the socials in. So yes, that is so good. I love it. It's such the mantra of the business owner though, isn't it? The to-do list is never done.
Yes.
Seriously, you can always find a new thing to do.
Yes.
How do you balance that? So you mentioned, sometimes on the days we're clocking off at 11 o'clock
Mm.
and, mentioned, doing everything yourself is a clear path to burnout. I totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
How have you managed your own energy, your own motivation, your own health and wellness whilst being a business owner?
It's been a juggle and a struggle, because I am I'm all the wrong things that you want in a person. I am a control freak. I am a perfectionist. I am all those sorts of things. But it's actually taught me a lot about letting go of those things that I'm not, those not great parts of my personality. So you just have to, and I think I probably credit, my kids for that as well. I mean, they're adult kids, but they were sort of saying to me, look, you've got to spend some time on the weekend just doing what you love, or just getting out and taking the dogs for a walk, and or just simple things like that. So I have started trying to do that, because you are only as good to your business or your charity or whatever it is as you are to yourself. So if you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to turn up and show up and do what you need to for the business or the charity, or the rescue dogs. In my case, there's pointless it's pointless putting so much effort into it that I then collapse in a heap and I can't do anything. So they're the moments that you have to kind of go, yeah, you know what, I need to be kinder to myself, maybe clock off today, maybe step away from the computer this weekend. And you just have to remind yourself that taking care of you is taking care of your business.
I love that because it's very easy to feel guilty about making that decision,
Mm.
when there are all of those things that you can add to the to-do list.
Mm.
Sometimes it is easy to go, well, I didn't try hard enough or I didn't push hard enough. But I love what you said. You are only as good to your business as your ability to show up and to take
Mm.
care of yourself and actually have that energy. So that's spot on. And you've mentioned actually, so you are a charity as well a couple of times. What's the difference been like, do you think, between straight business and then registering as a charity, going through that process? Was that a difficult process, or any tips for someone wanting to start a charity?
I think you need to, you just need a good team around you. So I had a good accountant and good lawyer who helped navigate all the documentation. Because we are a registered charity, so you have to report, to the ACNC, which is the Australian, Charity Network. So everything has to be done properly, and that wasn't one of my skill sets. I'm very, kind of, as much as I love a plan, I'm hopeless at the detail part. So it was really important for me to have that set up properly to start with. And then, our annual sort of reporting, I make sure that the accountant, looks over all of that and everything is as it should be. I'm sure it's probably the same as, with a small business as well. You've got to have, everything all your documentation and all your reporting and the tax department and all those sorts of things. So it's very similar, but I just think being organized and making sure you've got everything correct from the get-go is really important, because then you won't have those hiccups, further down the track. And yeah, I think that, if you're not good at that, get somebody who is.
Yeah, well, I guess it's probably one of those areas where you don't want to just kind of hack it together, right? Like, you might
No.
say, I'm not great at social media, but I can probably figure it out myself. This is not one of those areas.
No, it's not. And I think, in the beginning, because we've grown so much over these 5 years as well. So yes, we had all the paperwork, and all the documents done properly from the get-go. And you need to be prepared to pay the right people to make that happen. So the accountant and the lawyer, you want to make sure you've got good people who understand all of that. And I think also because, we were supporting here, but we were also, I particularly wanted to start in Bali, with our own shelters, because I'd been going there, with the family for holidays, and I'd seen the plight of the dogs. So it was really important for me that I was able to, to operate there as well. And, part of the evolution over these 5 years is we're now registered as a business and a charity in Indonesia as well. So we're registered in Australia and there, because that allows us to then, sell products or, have business enterprises over there that can contribute to the running of the shelters as well. So again, it's just really important to get all of that documentation right, particularly if you're dealing with, different countries as well.
Yeah, and it also sounds like it's been an evolution. So it wasn't something that, so you mentioned, yes, you've got to get that right from the start, but you can add, the business can evolve over time as you see new opportunities, or you want to expand. So even that ability to set things up from the get-go, but be open to what the evolution could look like.
Oh, absolutely. So in the beginning, as I said, I only had a very small. I had doggy bandanas and two candles, two funny quote candles that I was selling. So any kind of any invoicing or that sort of accounting, I was just doing it myself, just on a spreadsheet. And then as it got bigger and bigger, I realized I actually need to find, a system to work with here. And the accountant was tearing his hair out because I'm just giving him little bits of paper and all sorts of things. So we have had to evolve, through all of that, as I'm sure, any business does. You start off thinking, okay, yeah, well, I can do this, but it soon becomes, apparent that you really need to invest in the proper programs,
Yes.
to make life easier as well.